Okay, welcome everyone. It is truly a remarkable and exciting day ahead of us and an exciting journey that we're about to embark on. This is something that we've been working on for a long time. Subtly been actually working on this behind the scenes for over 6 months. So it's really exciting to be able to share this with you. And I hope you all are as excited as I am. If anyone's complaining about energy, I got to bed at 1:30 this morning and was up at 6 o'clock getting ready with Jaco, my partner. So there's a lot that's been going on and making sure that we're ready for all of you. But I want to rock and roll straight away and get into it. So just as a little bit of, to get the engagement, because this is not a presentation, this is not a course, this is an interaction, and it's a group of us that are going on this journey together. So just type in the chat box, and I want to make sure the chat box is open and everyone can chat. Just type in the chat box where you're coming from, how you're feeling, are you excited, are you nervous? Technology, AI might take over the world, So I'm fascinated in terms of where people, how people are feeling in terms of this whole process. I will say one thing, I have been training people now for 22 years. I started in 2004. So I've got a lot of experience in how to kind of take people on this journey. And I can promise you one thing, I will hold your hand and make sure that with my partner, Jaco, and with some of our other partners, Alex and Blade and the rest of the team, that we will hold your hand and get you to the destination. So however long it takes. So there might be a few twists and turns to be able to get people there. So yeah, just interested to see where everyone's coming through. Just letting everyone in quickly. There's lots of people coming. Right, I'll tell you what, I'm going to send one WhatsApp message just to say, boom, 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 boom. Okay, we live. Boom, 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 and then. Okay, cool. Okay, I'm gonna rock and roll. Sure. There's lots of people coming, and let's go. Okay, so what we're going to do, let's get started in terms of this process. So I just want to get up the chat room so I can see what's going on. Sure. Okay. So the thing that I want to get started with is, firstly, I want to welcome you as the founding members to Accelerator.ai. And what's truly exciting is we're going to co-create this together. Today's not just an introduction. Today we call week 0. It's about activation, it's about quick wins, and it's about setting up the command center. We're going to get value today. We're going to do work today. We're going to do thinking time today. In fact, today is probably going to be more thinking time than actual tech in terms of the process, because if you want to do anything in life, how you set up is ultimately how you're going to succeed in this process. And one of the things that I want to do is make sure that you walk away with quick wins. And I also want to make sure that you've got your documents and everything ready. Now, some of you might have your documents ready, some of you won't. Even if you've got your documents ready, I want to make sure that they're in the right format. So my invitation to all of you is to come with an open mind. There's a beautiful saying when it comes to knowing something. If you know something and you're not doing it, then you probably don't know it. So my invitation to you, even if you are using quite a lot of ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude or whatever, come with an open mind, come with an inquiring mind to say, well, am I doing that part? Am I doing this part? Am I doing that part? Okay, in terms of that process. And one of the things that's also really important is that I've done numerous programs like this from the best in the world, Tony Robbins and the rest. And what's very important in week 0, which is literally right now, today, is getting you comfortable, getting you on the systems, understanding how the process is going to work, making sure that you set up right so that you don't start with overwhelm and you get momentum. So we're here to get momentum. We're here to get results. And what we're going to do and how I'm going to take you on this process is that I'm going to activate you today and I'm going to get you clear on your 90-day outcome. What do you want to achieve after 90 days? Those of you who do the coaching with me, and hang on, I just want to make sure I'm sharing properly here. Let me just share my screen. I want to do this one so you can see me properly. Yep, there we are. That's much better. So those of you, in fact, let me stop sharing so you can see me properly. So those of you who've done sort of coaching with me and everything else will understand that I'm a big believer in start with the end in mind. So where do you want to be? What does the top of the mountain look like? And then we work backwards. We also need to get clear on our whys. And why is this important to you? Because when you get clear on your why, when you have some hard days or I don't understand this part, then you keep that commitment and you keep going in terms of it. We're also going to look at your 10x identity. I talk a lot about this book, and I fundamentally believe that by marrying together the principles of 10x and AI, you can truly take your life to another level, and not just your life, but your business and your wealth in terms of it. So we're going to be looking at the 10x identity, and we're going to be looking at your leverage baseline. So what does your leverage baseline mean? That's time. Time is a finite resource. It doesn't matter whether you Elon Musk or yourself. Every single person has the same amount of time in terms of the process. And so the people that are best at using their time are the ones that are going to get the maximum output. Okay, so we're going to look at the leverage component, and the leverage component is how do we give back time? One of our commitments to you is an aim to give you at least 10 hours a week back. Now, I believe you'll get 15, 20. I've definitely got at least 50% of my time back. But let's be conservative and say 10 hours a week. 10 hours a week is 3 months a year. I'll remind you again, what would you do if you were given 3 months a year back? Would you travel more? Would you spend more time with your family? Would you go on holidays more? Would you, donate money to the charity? Whatever it is. That's what this is all about. And so today, we're literally going to start with the leverage baseline, and we're going to get you some personalized wins in terms of that process. So type in the chat box if that sounds good. If you're excited about kind of where we're going and the process that we're going on in terms of this where we're going. So let me share my screen again so that you can all see it here. And we got the right presenting mode. Yep, we do. Okay, let's rock and roll. So I want you to go back in your memory, and I want you to try and remember the first time that someone introduced you to the internet. Or maybe it was the first time someone introduced you to a smartphone. Because those were defining moments in your life. When you think about it, when you first touched the internet, I can remember for me, I was at university I went to university in 1995, and it was like the first time, although I had a computer at home with my family, and I've been programming since I was 6 on a Commodore 64. The first time I saw the internet was when I was at university in 1995. Little did I know what an impact it was going to have on my life. And granted, I was only 17, 18 at the time. But I'm sure for you can think back on the material impact that had on your life. And it has on our life every single day to this day. What about the smartphone? That came out in 2007. I guarantee you virtually all of you have a smartphone now. And, things like Airbnb and Uber and the entire social commerce environment, communication, everything has completely and utterly fundamentally shifted from it. And most of us would agree that if we look at our life, our business, and our wealth, they were all deeply and dramatically impacted by the internet and by the smartphone. And if we had understood what was going on with the trends, not only if we had used it earlier, could we have enhanced our life better, but we could have also enhanced our businesses better, and we could have enhanced our wealth. Again, if we'd got in early on the internet thing, we could have made a hell of a lot of money. If we got in early on the smartphone adoption, we could have made a hell of a lot of money, whether we are a business person or an investor. Can you agree with me? Let me know if we are in agreement that those were two generational moments that in our lifetime have impacted us. And I believe we're right in the presence of a third one right now. And arguably, definitely as big, if not bigger. I watch YouTube videos every night. I've become a bit of an AI geek, watching videos every single night. And it is astounding what is happening in the world at the moment with AI. And it's astounding how quickly it's happening and the impact it's going to have in literally the next 2 years. And so I just want to congratulate you. It's one of those proverbial things. Go and give yourself a little pat on the back because, over 1,500 people have watched me tell people that we are getting the Wealth Accelerator going and that you've taken the commitment to be here. And I just really want to acknowledge you for that. And we're going on this journey together. And I intend, certainly with myself and my partners, to make sure that we deliver on our promises to you. So by the end of today, you're going to walk away with your 90-day North Star. You're going to be very clear. What do you want to achieve in 90 days? You're going to walk away with your 10x identity. So what do you need to do? Again, at a mastermind level, we've been doing this in depth, but I want you to get clear on what your 10x identity looks like. What is your leverage baseline? How do you get your time back? How do you actually get clear on what is it that is taking your time right now? What can you delegate? What could you automate? And how could AI enhance that process? We're going to go through some first personalized prompts so that you can actually get out there and start playing. We're going to build your personal DNA. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a learning course. This is a doing course. And so we're going to walk away with the personal DNA. And then there's a setup checklist to make sure that you're ready. So the promise today is you're going to leave activated, clear, and ready to build in terms of that process. Now, I've told you this many, many times, but I want to make sure that as part of this program that I bring it up. There's an old way of doing it, which is generic AI training. And that's where people kind of, just give tools and prompt lists and random tips and information overload and kind of short-term novelty. And that's what you get all over the internet. You can go on YouTube. There's a million free things. You can do a $9 course. You can do whatever you like. Why we built the Wealth Accelerator is something unique and different. You've got your personal AI clone, then you've got your business clone, then you've got your wealth twin, all built on top of each other. You've got a command center where it brings it all together. I don't know about you, but one of the things that I get frustrated in life is where everything's all over the place. And I got like my health here and my wealth there and my investments there and my business there and my, personal development over there. Why not bring everything into a 10x command center where everything's together? And the power of AI is pattern recognition and where it works together. So if we put it all in one place, then it's going to be much more powerful than if it's all over the place. The Blueprint Vault, so that when we get access to the best, items and prompts and everything else, then we basically got that. And then lastly, an implementation rhythm. And I love the metaphor of going to school or going to university. There was a curriculum. There wasn't just random information all over the place. There was a curriculum, and you follow the curriculum, and you passed, school, and you passed university. Ideally, you did more than pass. And that's the kind of the process that we're going through in terms of where we're at. I also want to just be clear with people. Some people might be nervous around, I'm not techie. I don't really understand how this works. But you don't need to worry about it. I'm going to prove it to you today. As long as you can cut, copy, and paste, and you can literally copy me. If you can monkey see, monkey do. If you can follow what I'm doing, then you can literally get the same results. So that's the benefit of where we're going in terms of this process. Right. So why is today so important? Well, it's all about activization. So, a year ago, it might have been a bit too early on AI for some people, and many business people, nowadays are starting to go, crisis, I need to get going. The gap is kind of really growing now between those that are using AI and those that aren't. And that's why you're here. And so what's super important now is to activate you, to get you going, whether you're using it just to look for information or whether you're actually using it properly. What we're going to do over the next 90 days is we're going to help you personalize it deeply. And once it's personalized deeply and become your own personal, best confidant, then we're going to help you compound daily. We're going to help you build workflows, habits, and get you stronger every week. Something I said last night in the Q&A that I think is quite a good metaphor for people to understand is imagine like today is grade 1 at school. So people come along and they say, well, Scott, what about Gemini? What about Claude? Should I do ChatGPT? Don't worry about all that stuff. That's like trying to worry about, A-levels maths or matric maths when you're going to grade 1. Don't worry about that. In grade 1, all you do is you go to school and you follow the directions of what the teacher teaches you. However, by the end of this month, in the next 4 weeks, we will have you matriculating. We'll have you not only finishing preschool, junior school, and high school. Because we're going to show you how to personalize deeply. We're going to take you and help you become a power user. Then, in month 2 and month 3, we're going to send you to university. Because just like at school, you're going to build the foundation. And then when you go to university, you're going to do business and you're going to do wealth. So in month 1, you're going to graduate. You're going to go from literally preschool to passing high school. And then in month 2 and 3, you're going to go to university and you're going to do 2 separate courses. Does that make sense? Just let me know in the chat room if that makes sense in terms of the journey we're going on. And so please also just take that into consideration. If you come to me and say, Scott, I want to go to Claude Copilot right now, and I want to go and start doing agentic programming, and I'm throwing out a bunch of acronyms on purpose, is, That's what we're going to do at university. Let's not worry about that. Let's get through preschool, junior school, and high school, and let's build a solid foundation. If you feel overwhelmed, I understand. And the beauty of every week is that we record it. And just like when I did this for the first time, you can go back and watch the recording. So if you have to watch a recording 3 times in 1 week, you can. I also have a live Q&A if you want to ask questions. Plus, we've got the community. So we got your back. Plus, we got the WhatsApp group. We're here to help each other. We're here to get to the destination after 90 days and to get a result. So how are we going to win over the next 90 days? And this is where you've made a financial commitment, you've made a time commitment, but I strongly recommend that you get started and you make commitment. Like I would go right now in your diary and I would put in this time for 90 minutes every single week for the next 3 months. And I'd block it out. Nothing should be more important than turning up. Now, granted, some weeks you might be on a plane or you're in an important meeting, then you'll just watch the recording. If you can show up, it's always better. I've done many, many home study courses, so have you. And I know exactly what happens. I say I'll watch the recording, I don't, I get behind. Whereas if I commit to turning up live, then I'm going to get the results and I'm going to do it real time. And then I don't have to wait for the weekend and the nights. Obviously, it might happen once or twice, but I would really try and as a standard, show up live. Secondly, I would implement. So every single week, we're going to have a task to do. I'm going to try and keep it short. I've said to you, I want a commitment of kind of 60 to 90 minutes a week. So I'm going to try and keep it small tasks per week so we're making measurable wins. But I can guarantee you, if you want to not get overwhelmed, that's a double negative. Like, just do the tasks every week. Don't get 3 weeks behind because every week's going to build on the next week. You can't catch up in week 4 if you haven't done weeks 1, 2, and 3. You've got to do them sequentially. It's like building a building. I'm going to put one brick on top of another. So you can't come along and try to put the roof on unless you built the wall. And then ideally use it daily. Start getting in the habit of using it daily. Like if I consider my partners, Jaco, Blade, Alex, myself, I don't do anything without AI. I start in the morning with AI. I use AI all day long and I use it right till I go to bed at night. It is literally part of my life now. And I would strongly recommend that you start to get in the habit. And we're going to do it, but just every day, if you start using it, you'll be blown away by how much value there is in terms of what it can do for you. So what are we going to do on this 90-day journey? Well, today, week 0 is all about activation and setup. So I'm going to take you through a process and I'm going to give you a whole bunch of tools and guidelines. And whenever I say I just want to make sure that I'm very clear on this. We are a team. I have a whole team of people and partners that have put this together. So whenever I show you anything from PowerPoint systems, PowerPoint presentations to systems to anything, it's an entire team of people that are putting this together. And so I just make sure that we're very clear on we as a team and a partnership. In May, we're going to build your clone. We're going to build your life clone, which is going to give you clarity, identity, communication, rhythm. It's going to give you a time back. Okay. It's going to help you with your relationships. In June, we're going to build your business clone. This is where it's going to bring in your offers, your sales, your marketing, your systems, your execution, your scaling, and everything in between. And then in July, we're going to build your wealth clone. And this is in partnership with our family office. And, this is where we're going to build the wealth twin. It's like basically having a family office in your pocket. If you're part of the mastermind, fantastic. You're actually going to be able to do this on steroids because you're going to be able to take all the information you've already got from the family office and plug it in terms of the process. If you're not part of the mastermind, we're going to have to show you how to go and get the information. And then finally, in the final week, we're going to lock it all into an operating system so that you have your own operating system. Now, I don't want to assume everyone knows what I'm talking about, but your laptop that is running right now that you're watching me on has an operating system. This phone has an operating system. Your brain has an operating system. The way things operate, the way machines operate is literally run on an operating system. And just like if you had an old phone, okay, or even worse, an old laptop. So if you had a laptop and it was still running Windows 95, remember the old Microsoft Windows 95? If you were trying to run that now, would you agree that it would just crash? It wouldn't work. Like it just would not be able to handle the current way that computers and the world are working. Just type in the chat box if you understand what I'm saying. So if you were trying to run a computer on Windows 95 right now, it would not work. Yes? Okay. So the only way to evolve and to be able to stay up to date is you have to upgrade your operating system. So think about it. Like, how often on your phone do you have to go and upgrade your operating system? On your laptop, you have to upgrade your operating system. Well, my invitation to you over the next 90 days is we're going to upgrade your internal operating system. We're going to we're going to upgrade the way you think. We're going to upgrade the way you interact with AI, and we're going to upgrade your life, your business, and your wealth. That's the invitation in terms of the next 90 days of what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. So you're not buying information here, you're building an asset, which is your AI operating system. These are the things you're going to walk away with. You're going to walk away with your AI life clone, your AI business clone, and your AI wealth twin, and they're all going to be brought together, all in one place, which I think is going to be truly, truly exciting in terms of it. So why do we call today week 0? And the first thing is about orientation. So this is all about showing you around, showing you how the different systems are going to work, getting you comfortable on what the 90 days are so that we all understand the journey we're going on and that people feel orientated. Think of it like the first day when you went to school or university. You know, my son's just gone off to boarding school, and the older boys and the teachers kind of had orientation for 2 or 3 days, and then walk around and you're getting a feel for how it all works, how it all fits together. So the first thing that we're doing is orientation. The second thing is we're activating you. So we're going to get you clear on your North Star and your 10x identity. Then we're going to look at your baseline. Where are you right now? We cannot track progress, or better known as leverage, if we don't know where you're starting. So yes, we want to aim for here, but where are you over here? And so with regards to time, we want you to start tracking what is taking your time so that we can identify where your time leaks are and we can figure out where your leverage is. And then finally, we want you to prepare. So next week, once we go into the first major step of actually building your clone, we've got to have all the information ready to be able to populate that clone. So think of it, again, another metaphor. If you're hiring an employee, think of it like next Wednesday is the employee's first day at the office. And so this week, we've got to prepare the documents so that when that employee arrives, we can basically, teach them, how we operate, what are our values, how do we speak, what do we expect from them, what does good look like, et cetera, et cetera. Does that make sense? I love the metaphor of hiring an employee, because anyone that's been in business, whether you own a business or you're an employee, every one of us has worked with other work colleagues. We either hired people or we've worked with people. And if you think about it, whenever you hire someone new, in the beginning, it takes a bit of extra time. You kind of got to go over a hill, okay? Because it takes time to hire people. It takes time to train them. But once they're good, they can actually add a lot of value in the business, and you can get time back. So my invitation to you is to consider that the journey we're going on over the next 90 days is that you're hiring your best friend as your partner / employee. And you're going to need to take the time to train your best friend, partner / employee to be able to dramatically enhance your life. But it's going to take time. And just like with a new employee, if you do it right and you invest the time and they're the right type of person, then you're going to get the rewards on the outside as in a win-win symbiotic environment. It makes sense. I'm trying to use simple metaphors to show you where we're going. So a couple of things that are important here, a couple of frameworks that and again, I was recently on the AI Advantage Summit with Tony Robbins. There were 630,000 people. It's the biggest online summit according to them ever. And we're gonna go through this process of today we're going to activate. Next week, we're going to accelerate. Then we're going to augment. And finally, we're going to automate. And those are some pretty big words. So I want to just know quickly, do you know what activate, accelerate, augment, and automate mean? And I'm very consciously not going to use acronyms and things to confuse you, but I just want to see where people stand. So give me a yes or a no, please, if you understand what we mean by activate, accelerate, augment, and automate. Okay, so we've got a couple of yeses, a couple of no's in terms of the process. So let me just give a definition quickly for the no's. So activate, start using AI in the simplest possible way. Get moving, ask better questions, test basic prompts, and build and begin building familiarity. So basically, get comfortable with your new best friend. Accelerate. Use AI to do things faster and better. Save time, speed up thinking, improve output, and move from slow manual work to quicker execution. Augment. Use AI to make yourself better, not just faster. Improve decision-making, creativity, communication, strategy, and overall capability. And then finally, automate. Use AI and systems to remove repetitive work altogether. Build workflows, processes, agents that handle your task in the background. A very simple summary is activate is when you start. Accelerate is when you go faster. Augment is when you get better. And automate is when you remove the work altogether. AI first helps you begin, then it helps you move faster, then it helps you perform at a higher level, and finally it helps you build systems without you. Why do we call it the Wealth Accelerator? Very simple. We want to take you from activation right through to automation in terms of that process. And we want to help you go faster, better, simpler, safer through that process. So quickly do me a favor. Type in the chat box for me. And I'm going to do this all the way through from an interaction. Are you in activate? Are you in accelerate? Are you in augment? Or are you in automate? What phase are you in right now? Please just type it in the chat box for me. And if you're not sure, then put in activate. I just want to see where we're at for everyone. Okay, so we've got accelerate, augment, activate, accelerate, accelerate, semi-accelerate, activate, augment. I would think automate. Before activate. That's funny. Okay, interesting. Bit of self-diagnosis. And just as a matter of interest, there are all these tools. I'm going to refer back to this. I'm not going to go back and refer to this course all day long, but I will put this link in the chat room quickly. If you didn't do this, we did this last week, and I'll just put it in here for you. So it's in the Wealth University course, and I just want to say free chat GPT. So in here, which we did last week, you've got so you've got the recordings. You've got to take the test, which is a test that Jaco and I created, where you can just go and see where you're at on the AI curve. You've got the entire program with all the course docs. You've got set up ChatGPT properly. So literally, if anyone hasn't set up ChatGPT and you're worried about security or anything like that, literally Jaco is an amazing man. And look what he's done. He's literally created your step-by-step. And I mean, it's literally you go to profile, settings, security, and it's literally got a step-by-step, like what do you do, like to set it all up properly. Again, I'm not going to go into this today because that's why we did the recording. We're going to talk about the prompt formula and then also the 150 best use cases for life, for business, and for wealth. If you go in here, you've literally got 150 prompts. Now, I know Jaco is going to put all this in the 10X Command Center, but I just want to let you know that these tools are there right now available to you should you feel that you want to set up properly, etc. Okay, so that is all about getting activation, and that's what this week is all about. So the next framework I want to bring you is what's called the Oracle, the Genie, and the Agent. Okay, so the Oracle is where AI is being used like a smarter Google. So that's what some people are doing. They're like, hey, should I take my dog to the cleaners? How do I get to London by plane? Where do I find the closest restaurant? So they're basically just asking the Oracle better questions. It's better than asking Google. The challenge is that it's not personalized, okay? Because it doesn't know who you are. So it's giving you generic information it would give to 8 billion other people. So once you start to personalize it and build your clone, that's where it starts to turn into your genie. And you can actually start to get it to take action, and you can command it, and it's personalized to you. So it can give you good direction based on who you are and what you're trying to achieve. And then finally, you want to move to agent. And some of you have heard of agent, agentic, and all the fancy lingo that's out there. And that's where the goal is to actually give it less instructions, and it actually just goes and does the work without you. So again, just to remind you, the Oracle is where it's answering questions. It's useful but limited, and most people kind of stop there. So they're asking it like a fancy Google. The Genie is where it takes commands, it drafts plans, structures, builds. And this is where the leverage begins. But what's really important there is the personalization, which is what you're doing. And then finally, the agent is where it works towards outcomes. It researches, executes, improves workflows. It's basically doing it while you sleep. So the first step is not automation. The first step is better context. So what I'm doing at the moment, I'm just trying to explain to you some of the lingo and the language around this space from an English perspective. Most people are stuck at Oracle, but we're going to help you start to understand how to get better answers. And the real goal here is to build the system that works with you and eventually for you. So let me say that again. We want to turn you into a power user, and then we want to help you build a system that works with you and eventually for you. That's how you get your time back. Okay, now one of the things that I enjoyed in this was this whole breakdown of the difference between bits and atoms. So let's look at this from an emotional perspective, because some people, when it comes to AI, go, oh, but Scott, like we're all going to lose our jobs. And, whatever, all these people are going to be unemployed, et cetera, et cetera. So we can kind of focus on all that stuff. And I'm not even going to go into that, but it's happened 100 times, it's going to happen 100 times again. When the industrial age happened, or when cars or locomotives or whatever, that all happened, and people moved away from the farms, where it went from the agrarian age to the industrial age. Everyone was like, oh, all the farmers are going to be unemployed. Well, they were, and they found jobs in the city, and people just evolve and they adapt, and it's the way the world works. So you can either fight progress, or you can get part of it. So I'd rather focus on the benefits. Now, bits are where you've got digital and mental tasks. So things like emails, planning, research, admin, draft, summarizing. Okay, so they're the stuff that any computer can do. Again, anything that bits like noughts and ones, and I'm not going to get into too techie stuff, but anything that's noughts and ones, anything that is a process and can be replicated, can be done by a computer. Atoms are the physical moments. Atoms are where you're spending time with your family. They are the coffee I dropped off this morning and the hugs, or they're the health and going to the gym this morning, or they're surfing at the weekend, or they're the relationships and special moments with special people, or they're the walking, or they're the living. They're the things that computers can't do, and they can't take away from you. And actually what they can do is to give it back to you. So the goal here is to take more of the digital work and that you're doing in your day and turn that from the bits to AI. So you're doing the work at the moment, but you can give it to AI. And the more you do that, you reclaim your time, which gives you more time to do the atoms. Family, health, relationships, leadership, creativity, play, fun. AI can handle the bits, the repetitious stuff, and you get to do more atoms. And I keep asking you the same question. I want you to dream. What would you do if you had 3 months a year back for you? Because after 90 days, I guarantee you'll see how that's possible. So let's have a little bit of fun, and let's get active. We've had 30 minutes of kind of theory setup. Now it's time to start getting into the action. So the first thing I want you to do is, if you've got a generic prompt, okay, so when people go into ChatGPT, or whenever I say ChatGPT, it can be Gemini, it can be Claude, can be any of the other ones, Perplexity, whatever. I'm going to be using ChatGPT because it's the most well-known. There's over 1.2 billion people on the planet that are using it. It has the most widest base. It's the best foundation. And if you want to move one day to Gemini or Claude, no problem. It's easy to move. Okay, so build a good foundation. Don't try and do it in 3 different places. Just get started. But a very kind of generic kind of question would be, write me a plan. Now, that's like walking up to your friend, or not even your friend, a stranger in the street, and going, write me a plan. And they're like, what plan are you talking about? Whereas whenever you're asking someone a question, you've got to give them context. So again, let's use the metaphor of the employee. If I've got a new team member, employee in the company, and I walk up to them, even if it's someone, Alex and I have worked together for 8 years, Jaco and I have worked together for 20 years. Even if I walked up to Jaco, who I've known for 20 years and been in business for 20 years, and I said, write me a plan, he would look at me like I'm stupid. What do you mean? Like, that makes no sense. Whereas if it was Jaco or anyone else, I would need to go, well, this is who I am. Like, this is what I want. This is why it matters. And this is what success would look like. I'd have to, if I was going up, particularly if I was going to a new employee, I'd have to explain the history. I'd have to explain my goals. I'd have to explain my values. I'd have to explain what our business is all about. And then I'd have to tell them what I'm looking to achieve. And the answer would be very, very different, in terms of that process. So they call this the context sandwich. And it's whenever you're trying to do a prompt, and after a while, you're just going to do this naturally. Trust me, I don't even think about this anymore. But the context is, who are you? What do you do? What is your goal? What are your standards? What are your constraints? It's like giving context around, like who you are. Then the input is, what do you want? Okay, so that's the task, the data, the description, the message, the problem. And then finally, what does good look like? What I love in AI is if you can tell it what you want, and particularly if you can show it. Like if there's a document you're trying to create, or a PowerPoint, or I'm just giving that as an example, and you can go and upload a previous document you've done and say, make it look like this, then it's very good at giving you what you want. So the better you can contextualize or show it what you want, the better it is at giving it to you. Now, Jaco has built a lovely little tool here to make life easy for everyone. And I want you to basically go and play a little bit now. So we're going to, because I'm hoping, and sorry, I should have mentioned this already. I'm hoping that you all are sitting on your laptops, okay, or desktops, and not on your phones, because it's really important. Because today and every other week going forward, we're going to be interactive. This is not going to be a teaching session. It's going to be a doing session. So you'll notice this prompt tool, and I'll put the link in here so you can open it up now. And you can go and play around now. And my invitation to you tonight is go and play around and think about like things that you want to ask. So what is the role? And you can literally go and write it like, I am a business owner. Okay, right. The context, what is the situation? I want to know how I can have more time to work on the business rather than in the business. Exactly what do you want? I want to have more time to myself and living life, not just working. How should it look? I want a structured week with at least 10 hours of my time back. What does great look like? I have at least one day a week to myself. Okay. So you can now go, and you notice down the bottom here, it's literally filled it out for you. So you can literally go, now you go into copy prompt, okay, and now you go to ChatGPT. Now, some of you might or might not have set up ChatGPT. So I'm just going to go in very quickly. And if you haven't gone to ChatGPT, then just go to chatgpt.com. And you can see here that I'm in a new screen. So I'm going to sign up for free. Okay, and I'm going to continue with Google. For those of you all signed up, just bear with me here. And I now need to just go and just need to get my my login. Oop. I created a special new place for my, so there it is. So it is Wealth Accelerator 2026 at gmail.com. Okay, why am I doing this? Because I'm going to show you exactly what it's like to be a brand new user, literally from scratch. So I'm going to call myself Wealth Accelerator, and I'm currently 49, and I want to finish creating my account. Okay, so I'm doing this on purpose, so you can't turn to me and say, but Scott, you've got everything created. So let's just go back now. And we've got the prompt generator. So again, you literally click on the button here, you go copy prompt, and you go back to ChatGPT, and you can, I'm sorry, it's still got me setting up here. So let's just say for work, for personal tasks, for fun and entertainment, and even for other. Next, how to use to plan for myself. Okay, so now it's set me up and I'm in ChatGPT. Okay. You can do a tour. I'm not going to do the tour for today. Okay. You're all set up, continue. Okay, let's go. So I can now put that in, and you can see that I'm giving it a little bit of context. It knows nothing about me. It doesn't know who I am. This is a brand new ChatGPT account. And you can see there, and I can put it in. And you can start to play around with it. So I'm doing this very much on purpose, because you're going to see how it will evolve once we start to build the clone over the next couple of weeks. So it's now kind of gone through, and it's given me some tasks and what I should do and sort of breakdown. Okay, so my request to you is go and have some fun quickly. I've given you the prompt, and this is one of those moments where I'm going to stop for 5 minutes. And if I've got any questions, someone's saying they can't see my screen. What screen are you seeing? Okay, I'll give you full screen so that I'm not in the way. You seeing my screen? Please just let me know in the chat box if there's any problems with the screen. I don't know why there would be, but okay. So anyway, so you basically got ChatGPT there. So it's a brand new account. It's the very first question I've ever asked in ChatGPT. I'm brand new. It's my virgin ChatGPT day in front of you right here. Okay, so my request, just to remind you, is I've put the prompt tool in there, and you can literally go, if you're already a power user, then don't worry about it. But the prompt tool is here, and you can literally go through it and use this prompt tool to help you get much, much better prompts. I'm also going to put a little bit of fun in here, and I'm going to put in so like I'm looking for you to build your first win. So I want you to kind of write your context, tell your 90-day goal, and come up with your highest leverage points. And I want to show you what I mean. Here, where's it gone? Here is a post that I want to put in. So I'm going to put it in the chat room for you, just so you can copy and paste it. But this you can actually populate, and you can write it out yourself. So I've put it in the chat room for you, in the chat box. Did I put it in for everyone? You should be able to have it and copy it. But like, act as my strategic thinking partner for the next 90 days. Here is who I am, brief context. My main goal for the Wealth Accelerator is, the biggest thing slowing me down is, what I want from AI to help me is, help me identify the 3 highest leverage actions I should take this week. Ask me one question at a time before giving the final plan. No more than 3 clarifying questions, as I want to get started. Okay, so again, we can go there. I've put that in the chat room for you, so it should be easy for you. And you can go back to ChatGPT, and you can see where I've put in that. I can now open a new chat. And so you saw there, I just went to new chat up the left-hand side there. And I can basically paste it. And now here's who I am. Okay, so again, this is where I've just shown you how to do that. I am a business owner. My main goal of Wealth Accelerator is give me back my time, help create more fulfillment in my life, 10x my business, and scale my wealth. By the way, you can talk. I showed you how to do this. You can talk, but I just want to do it for typing for now. The biggest thing slowing me down at the moment is I have so many demands on my time and keep switching from one thing to another. What I want most AI to help me with, all 3. Help me identify. Okay, so I've done that. So just do me a favor in the chat box. Are you playing along? This is not a watching moment. This is can't copy the wording. Okay, why can't you copy the wording? Is that the same for everyone? Okay, I tell you what, I'll solve that for you very quickly. I will put it on a Word doc and I'll just paste the Word doc. So Control New, Control Paste, Control Save. Just give me 2 seconds. I'll put in a Word doc for you that you can use. Okay, so I'm putting the document in the chat as well. I will put it up on the screen. So just by the way, you can actually, if you wanted to, you could actually just talk to it. So we'll do it. I'm going to do it live now as well, just to show you. So there it is. Okay, so I've put it in as act as my thinking partner. Now, let me show you another way to do this. So let's just get the PowerPoint up here. And so now I just have to stop because I don't have this in two different places. So let me just stop the screen. And then I can read what I've got over there. Sorry, I've just got to improvise here between. Okay, so now if you want to do a voice prompt, you could actually go over here and you could do a voice prompt. So let's just start again. I'll just start a new chat and you can do a voice prompt here. And you literally can talk to it. So it's act as my strategic thinking partner for the next 90 days. Here is who I am. I'm a business owner, entrepreneur. I'm a father. I've got a lot of pressures on my time and I want to succeed both in business and in my personal life. My main goal from the Wealth Accelerator is to get back at least 3 months a year of my time. I would like to have a more fulfilling life where I have more clarity and direction and purpose. And I would like to 10x my business in terms of my results, particularly in my space, in terms of adding value to more people and 10xing our revenue, both our value and our revenue. And I want to scale my wealth so that it becomes scalable and predictable going forward. The biggest thing slowing me down at the moment is I've got a huge amount of demand on my time, and I'm doing a lot of tasks that could be automated or outsourced, and energies and things that's the 80-20 where I've got to cut away the 80% that's holding me back and focus on the 20%. What I need most from AI with this is actually clarity. So it's clarity and direction around how best can I add the most value and live the most fulfilled life, doing the most important things in my life, the big rocks in my life, and not the things that are unnecessary that I can outsource to other people, either delegate or automate. And help me identify the 3 biggest leverage actions I could take this week. Ask me 1 question at a time before giving the final plan. No more than 3 clarifying questions as I want to get started. Oh, what just happened there? I thought I recorded the whole thing. Oh, bloody hell. That is so irritating. Okay, let's try again. 1 more time. Okay, act as my strategic thinking partner for the next 90 days. Who am I? I'm a business owner. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a father. I'm a friend, and I enjoy doing sport and living life. My main goal from the Wealth Accelerator, well, that is to be able to, firstly, with regards to my life, get back my time. I want at least 3 months a year of my time given back to me. I want to live a more fulfilling life with a lot more clarity, focus, purpose, direction, and fulfillment. I want to be able to 10x my business. I want to be able to add a lot more value in my business to more people. And through that process, I want to be able to ultimately grow the revenue. As Ziglar said, you can have anything you want in life if you help enough other people get what they want. What's the biggest thing slowing me down at the moment? I get bogged down in the 80%, the 80-20 rule. You know, there's people, there's relationships, there's projects, there's a huge amount of challenge on my time. And the challenges that I've got really is that I'm being pulled from pillar to post and I'm not being able to do anything properly and effectively. And I feel like I'm drowning no matter what I'm doing. What is the thing I want most with AI? I want clarity. I want structure. I want to know what the 80% is to be able to cut away so that I truly can live my 10x identity and my behaviors can be in alignment with my identity and my values so that I can do the 10x stuff where I get the most value and I have the most fulfillment in my life, and I can outsource or automate all the things that where I'm not adding value and or that are distracting or draining my energy. Help me identify the 3 highest leverage actions that I can take this week. Ask me one question at a time before giving the final plan. No more than 3 clarifying questions as I want to get started. Okay, so I much prefer dictating, just by the way. I much prefer than writing. So you can just use that prompt engine to follow a process like I just did, but I would just talk to it. By the way, you don't need to worry about spelling or anything else. I never look at what it's done. It always figures it out. And I literally can press play. Okay, so one of the most important things you can do is learn to be able to talk. So let's just go here. So if you look at your business over the last 3 to 6 months, what specific activities or actions have directly generated the most revenue or the highest growth opportunities? This would be the private. Okay, hang on. I'm going to just talk. I don't like typing. This would be the Private Wealth Global Mastermind, and specifically would be the value where we've been adding more value, whether it's been the 10x, etc., diversification, the work we've been doing with Calio, etc., and ultimately providing better information and better partners to people so that they can democratize access to the family office. There's one other thing that I just want to add there. Working with the team, Alex specifically and Jaco have done a huge amount to bring in the 10x principles to automate the business and to really make the processes run a hell of a lot smoother, and bringing in new team members, etc. And through that entire process of optimization and systemization, it has really helped provide a lot more value. And obviously that's led to better results. This is where the constraint lives. What are the 3 to 5 things currently taking up most of your time each week that do not directly contribute to those drivers? Be honest. This is where you find the 80%. So one of the most difficult ones that I've really worked hard on to cut out in the last 3 months is meetings. I had random meetings all over the place, people asking for my time. And so that for me is meetings. The second is negative energy. So working with partners where I find it creates negative energy because that not only impacts me in the moment, but afterwards. And the third thing is jumping from one thing to the next. So trying to do too many things and not being able to do one thing properly. If you had to choose just one role to play in your business in the next 90 days, the one that would create the most growth and fulfillment, what would that be? Deal maker, visionary, thought leader, product value architect, operator. What is your 110x role? It would be visionary. Do me a favor, type in the chat box for me. Are you playing along? And firstly, I'm role playing so you can see how I'm doing it. But this is exactly what I would like you to do. I'm giving you the prompts. You can go play in ChatGPT. Ideally, you're learning. You can type. I'm not much of a typer. I've always been a talker, if you haven't figured that out. But basically, it now gives me what I should be doing. Okay, now remember, it knows nothing about me. Okay, I'm going to show you the difference once you got your clone set up later. But it now goes in and it starts to help you with regards to this. So, and now you see down the bottom here, do you want me to turn this into a daily operating schedule? And do you want to design a delegation map, what to remove from your plate? So now you can start to, this is one of the things that I always find so interesting. You can go down a rabbit hole, like you can start this process and you can ask, and then it asks another questions, and you can go deeper and deeper and deeper in terms of, so like I've had a conversation with someone in the last 24 hours around how do you get your time back? Well, this is the way you do it. It's like dealing with a very good business coach or life coach and literally going like, right, what are the constraints? Now, just to be clear, this machine knows nothing about me. Okay, so this is giving me generic advice. What we're going to do now is we're going to program it over the next 3 weeks. We're going to program it because you're going to get much, much better advice. And I want to give you just an example of what I'm talking about. Who would like to see if I ask the exact same question in my clone, what the difference would be? Would anyone like to see it just quickly? Is it useful? Yes or no? Okay, so let's do, so you can see if you understand what incognito is. I'm in incognito here, so it's a brand new ChatGPT person that knows nothing about me. But if I was to go in here and I was to go to my clone, okay, so it knows everything about me. If I was to paste, so I've literally just pasted the exact same wording that I used. And I'm not even going to ask it. I'm not even going to ask it to ask me questions. Okay, because I don't want to waste my time. It already knows enough about me. Boom. Let's see what it comes up with. Okay, because now it already knows everything about me. And so you see there, it's reading documents. So I don't know if you can see where my mouse is here. It's reading documents. So it's now going into extensive detail around all the information it's got around me. So now it's going into the category library, and it's finding everything that I need to go. Now I've got to be careful here because there's private information that might or might not come up. I haven't done this, but basically you'll see what it's going to do in terms of breaking down like what I need to do, how I need to do it. Like you can see there's a definite difference in terms of what I'm doing and you know, down to literally everything. Your AI prompt for the week. Use this every morning for the next 7 days. And how awesome is this? You want to talk about habits? Every single morning, imagine someone going, right, what do I do? Okay. Your decision filter. How do I make decisions? Are you starting to get a sense of just how this clarity works? People in the waiting room. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Yep, sorry, sort of the people in the waiting room, it's quite important to be on time, but anyway, I'm focusing on adding value, but anyway. Okay, thanks for letting me know. Whoever let me know, I appreciate that. Okay, hopefully, just by the way, can you see what just happened there? Like if we bounce between that, okay, so this is knowing everything about me, and again, I could ask a lot more questions versus this, which is what the majority of you get because it's just a generic kind of update, even after it's asked me a bunch of questions. Can you see that there's a significant difference in the value between the two? Yes or no? Can you just type in there yes or no, please? Okay, so I'm glad that, because I want you to experience this so that you realize the value in what we're about to do now. Okay, because now we're going to get to the setup part. Okay, so let's rock and roll. So now we go to the next part, which is exciting, and on all of these things you can go play around. I've given you all the tools. You can go and you can go and do this in the evening. Okay, now we go to what Jaco's been building quietly behind the scenes. And I just want to say one thing: when it comes to AI, the world is changing so fast and so quickly that if we had said 6 months ago that we were building something and it had taken us 6 months to build, it would be so far behind. Like I guarantee you in 90 days, like the new tech releases are coming out every 5 to 6 weeks, okay? So we're going to share with you the command center now, and you're going to be able to get access to the command center. So again, let me go in here, and I want to take you to the command center. Okay, so you're going to get this. So I'm going to put this link in the chat box. Okay, so here is the link in the chat, or here is the link for the 10x command center. Okay, now this is like, imagine we sending a rocket to space. Your 10x command center is going to be where everything happens. And even some of the stuff that's been in school, we're going to be importing in here, etc. So ideally, everything will be here. All the links will be here and everything else. Okay, now I'm going to do this again. I'm in incognito on purpose so that I can show you the process. And this is the part where, is Jaco with us? I saw him join. Let me just see here.
Yes, I'm here, Scott.
Oh, yeah, Jaco. Okay, Jaco, you are very welcome at any point to jump in, considering you are the legend behind this. Okay, so let's go in now. So I'm now, so you should all have this. So I know you all got it. You should have got it, a link by email. with an activation code. So you're right, Dietland. Everyone should have got an email from Shanika. We tried to make sure it didn't go into spam folders. So like Shanika actually tried to send it out personally to everyone. If you don't have the email, please go and check in your spam. Like I can never guarantee that emails all arrive, but every single person should have their own unique email and their own unique activation code. So, and Maria's just said my activation code does not work. So again, we expect there'll be, of all the people that are joining us here, we'll expect that some of them this might be a little bit of an issue, but either way, let me. Winston says they don't have either. Okay, so do me a favor. If anyone doesn't have, Dietland's in. So if anyone doesn't have, I'm going to give you Shanika's number. Let me just get it for you quickly. All I want you to do is WhatsApp Shanika, please. If for any reason you haven't got the email or you don't have a code, and she can then send you your unique code because everyone has a unique code. Jaco, you want to just talk a little bit about the code, or I think it's fairly self-explanatory for people? Yeah.
Yeah, it's very self-explanatory on the email, and it's a standard setup in that. So if you're struggling to see the page and everything like that, it is a Google-centric app. So if you log in with your Gmail account, if you have one, if you don't want it have one, it's a good idea to create one. You can log in with email, so you can either sign up with your Google or your email and sign up there. And then if you copy and paste the code and do that, I've asked Maria to send me a code.
Let me do it now. I'm going to do it live for people. So I'm going to sign in with Google. I tend to sign in with everything on Google. So you can see here that I'm signing in with Google. Hopefully you can see I'm doing it live. I'm going to sign in with Wealth Accelerator. It's my new little account that I've created just for you guys so that I can pretend that I'm brand new like everyone else. And you can see here that I've gone in. Now, this is where I need my code. Now, how the hell do I get my code? Right, let me just stop sharing because I need to go get my code. Just give me 2 seconds.
Oh, no.
What? No, I've got it. I just need to go get it. I just don't want to share everyone's codes on the screen here. Okay, so if I go down to here and I steal the code. Okay, so that's the code. Okay, so now I can go back to sharing my screen. Okay, so I just went and got, Jaco gave me some codes so I can activate my license. Boom, I'm in. So now you can see that I'm into the command center in terms of where we're at. Now, a couple of things that are going to be important. And Jaco, do you mind if
Scott,
let's get you up so I'll get you pinned as well so people can see you properly. Let me just get you pinned.
Scott, can I just say something quickly?
Yeah, please. This is your moment, dude. You can say whatever you like.
Okay. Bino, now I'm just looking in a comment segment. So Lauren, Bino, all of those, please try in with your Google account to do that. Natalie also had the same problem. Some browsers does block it if you have ad blockers and things like that on your browser. So there's a lot of user settings that can influence the sign in to this. This is not a thing. It can create errors. So if you don't get in, just go into incognito mode in your Chrome browser.
So just to show you how to do that. So let's just, because Jaco had to teach me how to do that. So if I go down here, how do I do that? Yeah, there we are. So if I go here and I click on Chrome and I go new incognito window. That's what Jaco was saying. If you not everyone has to do that, just if you've got a login issue.
And just the reason for that is that we have just deployed the MVP version of this command center. So it's brand new. You'll even see that the link up there is not even on the domain. The domain is still propagating. On that, we had to make last-minute changes last night to the infrastructure to make it scalable enough. So if you're in, let me know. And then if you Bino, specifically you, and if you get in, please let me know.
Okay, so what we'll do, if anyone is struggling, like I'm going to keep moving today just for everyone else, but we will make sure that by next week everyone's online, even if we have to do, that's what we said with VIP support. And it's why we only had like no more than 100 people, because we will make sure everyone does. Okay. But I want to kind of start running through where we're going. Okay. So what is this command center? Okay. Well, we want to figure out how many hours you're going to get back for yourself. We want to figure out how much financial value you're going to create. And we want to show you your 10x trajectory. We're also going to have your command classroom. So you'll be able to track your progress. How are you doing? How many, are you on track? Are you off track? You're going to be able to calculate your momentum. Okay. So literally, and then there's going to be logs. So think of it like we are sending a rocket to the moon, and and this is how you're going to 10x your life. We have chosen these things on purpose. When we talked about 10xing your life, your business, and your wealth, well, this is your command center to do exactly that. The Accelerator Club, well, that basically is where everything is. So there's just a welcome message. Any of you can go and type here. You can go and interact with your fellow founding members. You can go to the courses. So, when the courses are up, so like when life is up, it'll be there. We are going to put the ChatGPT course in there as well. Then you've got the events. So like next week's session, like it's there. You're never going to have to go and find anything. All you got to do is keep the command center, and everything will be in one place. And then also, as people start to sign up, you'll see the other members and stuff that are there. In terms of the live schedule, you want to start planning. Well, again, you've got next week's session that's there. And with time, we will actually populate it. Plus, you can go back and you can go and watch the old sessions. So like there's the ChatGPT one, there's today's one. And once it's done, the recordings will be there, the guides will be there. Everything will all be in one place, making your life as simple as possible. The 90-day sprint, well, as we do things, we will unlock things. So you can see, we'll be going in and are getting started now with AI Life, and we'll basically run through these different components. Then once that gets done, then we'll unlock business, and then we'll do business, and then finally we'll unlock wealth, and we'll do wealth. So that's the journey that we're going on basically. And just by the way, Jaco's also put in some gamification, which is pretty cool. And when you do stuff and when you get to certain levels, you'll unlock other cool stuff. Because again, we're here to get results. We're not here to learn. We're here to get results. The Blueprint Vault. So when we find and find really good quality prompts or things of value, there'll be the all, there'll be the life, there'll be the business, and there'll be the wealth, so that you can actually go and search for prompts. One of the things that I don't like, we've even done it. We've given you 150 prompts, and it's like hard to go look through and whatever. Like imagine just having a catalog where you could go do everything. Your identity upgrade. Anyone who's part of the mastermind knows that I take this very seriously, and I just want to stop sharing quickly because it's such an important thing. So I've spent my whole life like trying to go for these 10x goals, but I realized that, every year I'd be pissed off because I didn't get anywhere near to them. And what I realized was that I was playing like a 1x or 2x person, probably a 2x person, because I was achieving more than most. But the point being is that I wasn't achieving anywhere near 10x. And the only way to do it was to either drop my goals or to leave my goals where they were and to raise my identity. And so what I did when I read the book last year was to raise my identity, my 10x identity, and then to take my behaviors and my values and get them all aligned. But to do anything in life, to do anything difficult, to go on this whole AI journey course is going to take, these 4 C's. So it's going to take a commitment. So what are you 100% committed to achieving in the next 90 days? Courage. What fears must you face to move from 2x to 10x thinking? Capability. What new AI skills or workflows will you look to master? And then confidence. How will your life look once you've reclaimed 10 hours a week? Okay, and then it's got the 2x, the 10x versus the 2x. Now I've got a worksheet for you to help you. Jaco, just to help a little bit, just explain this a little bit, please, because I know that you want to bring in a whole AI component here, and we're going to show people how we're going to build this all in to this command center where they can ask questions. But I know you had some good ideas there.
All right, so the first version of this is just you typing in. So Scott, if you can just go under commitment and type in just the commitment. I'm going to attend every week session. This is currently a checklist to remind you. You'll see on the right-hand side, it ticks your checklist when you've entered into that, entered something into that. But as soon as you've entered this information in here, the AI support agent will be in the right-hand corner. You'll see there's a gap at the moment. The new AI integration will go in there, where you literally have an AI agent. What you can ask, how do I keep my commitment to attend this? I'm struggling to keep up with my time. You would not have to go to ChatGPT. You would use the AI agent on the app, which that AI agent is then trained to your data specific to you. So that becomes like an AI assistant for each person. So that will be probably in version 1. I think it's planned in 1.3. That AI will be in there. So once everything is provisioned on Google Cloud, we'll be able to do that.
Awesome. Then something that's really important is that you put in what is your, what is your current, like, what is the value of your time? So like, how much money do you like charge per hour at the moment? Okay. And if you don't know, take your monthly salary and divide it by 160. I was joking, Jaco, I was doing the maths in gym this morning. And for the amount of time and energy and effort that you and I are putting in to building and running the Wealth Accelerator over the next 90 days, I think our time, based on what people have invested, is about $7.65 an hour. But anyway, but realistically, you should put down like what it is, because then everything's going to be the framework for that. And then finally is your account setting. And this is kind of common sense again. You go put in your profile. What is your name? Where do you live? What is your personal persona? What is your online presence? Et cetera. And then you save changes. I do want to show you something just really cool here. So again, this is a great example of how do you save time. So if I go to my Scott clone, okay, and I literally just went and I said, help me set this up. So I mean, how often is it like irritating? You got to go set stuff up and you got to go write profiles and all that. Mine's got my clone. Like everything's here. So I literally said, like, I literally screenshotted it. There's the screenshot. 10x command center setup details. Help me fill this in. That's not even a very clever thing. Boom. Here it is. I can literally go copy it. Okay. So I can literally copy it. I can open it up. I can go back here and I can paste it. Like, are you starting to notice how like when I say you save time, like it's phenomenal. Like once it's set up, there's my bio, there's my location. I mean, I can't remember what all my bloody links are for Facebook and URLs and all that. There they all are. Just go and copy them. I'll just give you another example. That would have taken me half an hour. I did it in 30 seconds. Okay, I want to keep going. So just quickly, that is the command center. Go and play with it. Make sure you signed up. And ideally, there's 2 tasks you want to do here. One is fill in your bio. And it is really useful to fill in your Twitter, your Instagram, your Facebook, and your LinkedIn. Specifically when we get to the business and to the wealth section, this will be used to actually help you make far better business decisions. So just go and do it if you can. If you don't have them, then okay. But yeah.
And in the future, Scott, just on the metadata side of this, with your social media presence that if you don't have those things, the ones that you want to be on, you can put in here as well. So if you don't have a LinkedIn or anything like that, you can leave it open. But the AI will eventually, this AI in the system will then be saying you can leverage so much time from this platform by doing X, Y, Z. So eventually that will be important for you, but also it follows your metadata for the AI. So that the AI, when it does when we give it a breakout to go, when you authorize a breakout to the let's call it meta space, you'll be able to track all your data that's been delivered there. Over the years, people place so much metadata into the internet space that is actually can be useful for you to gain more traction for your business. So it's a very important part of it. So don't just think it's there for us to go and follow you or do Twitter or anything like that. At least we want to make sure that we get the metadata into your profile.
Now, one last thing I just want to show you is when you put in the hourly rate here, it like starts off with like a 0. Just make sure you use these little buttons on the right. It's just easy. So whether you do it there or at the identity upgrade, you'll notice that these little buttons on the right, and just update them basically. But it's important to put in your hourly rate, because then you see here, then you can go in and it calculates like your time basically. So whatever your hourly rate is, it could be 20, it could be whatever. But just the very first button you've got to press, you've got to use this thing here. So if it's 20, then that's how it works. Okay, cool. Right, time to pivot. Next on the list. Now, this is going to be the thinking part. Okay, so this is really the homework section, and this is where you're going to go and have some fun. Okay, in terms of the process, but it's going to take some thinking. Okay, in terms of thing, hourly rate before or after tax. Oh, Mike, go wild, dude. Like it's at the end of the day, it's you're trying to figure out the value of your time and getting your time back. I think it must be before tax, to be honest, because you're going to pay tax anyway. Okay, so let's go back now to the next tool that Jaco has kindly built for you. Okay, so here's the link. It's a Notion link. Now, most of you will not be signed up for Notion. So what you're going to do is you're going to follow me carefully now. Okay, and I'm going to do it slowly for you. So you'll see that I've sent you a link to Notion. I've copied the link for you. Okay, now you can see here that when you open this, I don't have an account in Notion. Okay, so I click on these little buttons over here. You see these little 2 square buttons over here called duplicate. You should be able to see my mouse. It's flagging around here, duplicate. And I go duplicate. Okay, and I now have to set up an account. So I'm going to do it again with Google. And I'm going to, you can see I've now set up this new account, Wealth Accelerator 2026 at Gmail. So I'm going to go continue as well. And it's now verifying me on Notion. Okay, it's the same sort of setup. I want to use it for work. So it just takes a little while to get them set up. So I'm doing this on purpose. I've obviously got my own Notion account and my own Google and everything, but I set it up very much on purpose to show you the step-by-step process. Come on.
Scott, just explain why Notion.
You explain it, dude. You're much better than me. I'll tell you why Notion, because Jaco told me we're using Notion.
Right, Notion is a place for us to be able to give you coursework. It's a project management tool. It is a business management tool. You can use it.
Just very quickly, Jaco. Just while you're talking, I'm going to be setting up. I just want to make sure everyone knows you don't need to pay. Go for the free version. Okay, so when it says choose your plan, the big button over here, free, go continue free. Okay, and you don't have to go to desktop app, just go skip now. Okay, let me just maybe log in, Jaco. Let me just get logged in and then you can explain it. Just so we just got the step by step. Okay. As I say that, it takes time again. Okay, back to you, Jaco. Sorry, mate.
All right. Let me just say Firebase error. So I'm getting a lot of Firebase errors, so I'll just go investigate what that is. Okay. There's somebody in the waiting room, Scott.
Yeah, I've let them in.
Admitted. Okay, so Notion is a crucial part for this learning journey. It helps you to formulate your notes into a centralized workspace that you can always reference outside of the platform. The platform is for capturing the information that we're going to use for the leverage part of the presentation, but the coursework or quick reference guides or booklets or documents that we might send out to make it easier, quick prompts that you can use is all available in Notion. And that will be set up in your HQ section here, and you will literally copy the things that we do it into your personal space, which you then can play with, edit, break, don't break, and you can always go and recover everything. You don't need to know how much it is. If you can click on a couple of places like Scott's going to show you, it's a very easy process to follow.
Yeah, and I think the point is, what I like most about it is it's the cut, copy, paste. I'm about to show you. So just notice it's brought me up to here, and I literally go to Wealth Accelerator space HQ. So I just go add. Okay, so you clicked on that link, you've signed up to Notion, and you click add. By the way, this is why we call this the activation week, because you just have to get set up. It's just a once-off. Once it's done, it's done. You don't have to worry about it. Okay, so if you look down the bottom here, it's now given me my week 0. You can see here, my week 0 activate. Okay, so I literally click on this, and there you're in. Now again, if you missed a few steps here, this is all recorded. You can just go back and watch it. You can watch it 6 times if you have to. And you've seen how I've done it right in terms of logging into Notion. Now, this is going to be part of the homework now. So you can go and read this, and it'll explain exactly what are we doing, like what are we doing this week. Now, by the way, you can actually go through and click this. Now, you can literally say, I've done that, I've done that, I've done that. So it's like a checkbox now. It's literally a roadmap for you to be able to do it. You've got it explains what the 10x command center is and how it all works. Then it explains like, what are we doing basically? Okay, so this is your homework here, and the homework is going to take about 60 minutes. Okay, so just to be very clear, it'll take you about 60 minutes. Okay, so there's the start here part, should take you 3 to 5 minutes. There's a quick win. So this is where we want to help you get some time back, literally this week. It'll take you 12 to 15 minutes. There's the North Star process, 8 to 10 minutes. The 10x identity, 8 to 10 minutes. The leverage baseline, how do you get your time back? 8 to 10 minutes. Your personal DNA, which we need all of these documents next week to build your clone, is 10 to 12 minutes. And then finally, before next week, 3 to 5 minutes. In total, it's 60 minutes. So this just gives you, the start here is just telling you, how it's actually going to work. And then you can literally go down to the next one, which is the quick win. Okay, now you go through the quick win. And again, it tells you what you're doing. And then it pretty much says, step, identify your most frustrating time-wasting task, the most frustrating time-wasting task. So, and you can literally type here. Okay, so mine is meetings. Okay, if you want to click down, whenever you see an arrow like that, you can click down and it can give you a whole bunch of ideas. Okay, define what success looks like. A successful result would be less meetings and shorter meetings with more output. Okay, add minimum context. Okay, so this is where, again, I've taught you already now context. Who am I? What do I do? What is the task related to? Who is this for? What is the tone do you want? And there's a quick win prompt here. Okay, so again, why I love using Notion is that you see at the top here, it's got these two little buttons. You can literally copy a prompt. Okay, so you can go anytime you see this gray screen, you can copy a prompt. Now you can go test it. So if you want to use in ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, you can literally go test it. So I go back to my ChatGPT and I go new chat, and I literally want to paste this. You've got act as my AI assistant. I want you to help me with a task that repeatedly wastes my time. Here is the context. And this is where you want to insert who are you, what's the problem. That's why we gave you the stuff above there so that you can think about it. What is the task that you want help with? Insert the task. What I want the final output to look like. Tell her what you want. Please help me complete this task clearly, quickly, and a practical format I can use immediately. If needed, ask me 3 clarifying questions first. Ask them one at a time. Just by the way, you'll notice I always tell it to ask one at a time. Otherwise, I'll ask you 10 bloody questions, and it's difficult to be able to do this. Okay, so I'm not going to do this now because we've given it. I mean, Jaco's an absolute magician, I think, because what he's basically done for all of you, and you'll notice what I've done here, by the way. I would strongly recommend you've got 2 tabs open. So you've got the tab with Notion and you've got your ChatGPT right next door so that you can literally copy and paste. But to provide context and all that, like we've literally done it. Like here, we've helped you with it in the written part. You can type it out if you want to. But ultimately, you want to post it in your prompt. So you take your prompt, you then take it there, and you literally paste it in here, and then you fill it in. Okay, and if it's got these little brackets here, if you like me and you don't like to type, then literally, just read it and talk. Just literally go, act as my AI assistant. I want to help with a task that repeatedly wastes my time. Here is the context. I'm a business owner. I've got a couple of businesses. You literally just talk. Okay. And again, to talk, you press dictate. Okay. Hopefully you're with us, and that can get you a nice quick win, because now you want to start calculating your time saved. So this is we in the command center, we're actually going to show you how to do this properly. But just in week 1, we want you to start seeing what you could do. And then ideally you want to lock in the habit. So if you can have a task, like I just did something right in front of you that I've been thinking about for a while, which is to create a daily habit tracker. So just to remind you what I did, if you open up my clone and we go back down to the strategic action point, it had a question here that I should ask myself every single day. Act as my 10x strategic thinking partner. My identity is visionary wealth architect. My 90-day goal is to regain time, create clarity, 10x. Just by the way, if it feels like it's going off the page, always remember just to go left and right. Here is what I have on my plate today, and I can literally put down what I have, analyze this through the 80-20 lens, give me the top 3 priorities. What should I delegate? Literally, it can help you every single day make decisions. I haven't done that before. You just see me do that live. I was like, wow, that's cool. Okay, let's go back to Notability. So not Notability, sorry, Notion. Okay, so now you've done your quick win. Okay, now you go to the next thing, which is your 90-day North Star. And this is where we started to get exciting. Okay, so I'm really proud of what I'm about to share with you. So you can read through your purpose. You can see step 1. You can see step 2, like the format. So this is for people that like nice formatting. You can literally go and read it, why this matters. So what is this all about? This is getting clear on what winning looks like over the 90 days. If you do any courses with me, you know we always start with what does winning look like? What are constraints? What are things that will hold you back? So literally, if you're like, I'm a mother and I've got a bunch of kids and I'm trying to run a business, but I don't know how I'm going to run a business and be at this course and look after the children, like put down the constraints up front, because if you've got an awareness up front, then you can find a solution. Okay, what could you do in advance to solve that? Well, I could block time out. I could do this. I could do that. I get someone else to, help with the children, whatever it is, like whatever the constraint is. Okay, my first actions in my week. Okay, and then it kind of gives you like a final statement. Okay, now this is the way it would be done in the old days. I would have given you a Word doc. I said, go fill in this Word doc. But look how cool we get now. So if you go down here, Jaco's created what the 90-day North Star template. Okay, so you click on that. And there's literally a step-by-step process. So this is your first hands-on exercise. Follow these steps to create your 90-day North Star document. Okay, firstly, open ChatGPT. We've already done that. There's ChatGPT. Okay, copy this prompt. Okay, so you literally go to here and you copy the prompt. Okay, you with me so far? So you go back to ChatGPT, you go new chat. Okay, hang on, let me just delete this because I didn't use that one properly. So we just go new chat. And I literally paste the prompt. Okay, you with me so far? By the way, you'll notice the very next step is paste the prompt. Okay, paste the prompt in ChatGPT. Cool, I've pasted the prompt. I press enter. Okay, now, next step. I mean, literally it's step by step. Step 4, click edit. Okay, now you'll notice that the button edit is over there. I'm going to show you in ChatGPT as well. Edit is over there. Do you notice? Okay, just by the way, I'm teaching a little thing here. I'm not going to go into details today, but this is called Canvas, where you can actually edit it live. So you're going to go, here's your 90-day transformation, and you can literally go edit. And look what you can do now. By the end of these 90 days, I will be a superhero. I don't know. You can write whatever you like. Life, my top life outcome is 3 months, a year of my life back. Are you with me so far? This is the homework part. You're now going to do this, and you go and fill in this. And by the way, if you take the time to do this properly over the next week, you can build a very, very tall building, because this is the foundation. Okay. Now, once you're done with it, okay, once you've finished like editing it and it's done, you can just close it. There's multiple ways to do that. You can literally, I just go to this cross here and close it. Okay, now you've got your document. So you see your document is there as a superhero. Okay, like I haven't filled it all in. Okay, and you've then got 2 choices. So the first choice is you complete it. So you fill it out yourself. You answer all the remaining points manually, write it in person, keep the sentences simple, and try to be specific. Okay, or you can do, if it again knows stuff that about you, like if you've been using ChatGPT for a while, you could try this, which is fill it out based on what you know about me. Okay, so let's just try this again. Now, this doesn't know anything about me other than the few things I've told it already. But let's just try it again by doing it this way. Okay, now, in my case, it already knew quite a bit about me when I first did this because I'd been using it for a while. But I quite like this because at least gives me like a bit of a breakdown, like just on what we've done today. Okay, so I don't have to go and rewrite all the stuff. Okay, and again, I can go to edit and I can just go and play around with it. If I don't agree with it, something, I'll just delete it. Are you with me? So I can literally go in here, I can delete, like I don't like enjoyment. I don't want to have fun. I don't know, or sorry, I want to have fun. I can literally go and change anything I want. Okay. Do you notice me doing this in ChatGPT? It's not on a Word doc, it's not on a piece of paper. Like you're already building your clone, by the way. Okay, so there it is. Now, again, why I love what Jaco's created for you is that you now want to save that file. So once complete, save the file to your computer. Okay, now you're going to have it in ChatGPT and it's not going to go anywhere. But if you want to save this file, you can literally go download and you can save it. You can save it as a PDF, you can save it as a Word document, or you can save it as a Markdown document. Now, my invitation to you again, save it as a Markdown document. So in technology, computers react best to Markdown documents. I don't want to get into all the tech around it. It doesn't really matter. If it's a PDF or a Word document, it would still work. But if you want it to work properly, then save it as a Markdown document. So you can literally go save as Markdown document. And just for the purposes of this, I will go the Wealth Accelerator. Obviously, you've got to put it all in a place that you can put it in so you know where to find it. And I'm just going to go my files, and I want to save it. Okay, and I literally go save. Okay, now, if you forget to save, well, so be it. It'll still be here in ChatGPT. But the point is, ideally, you've saved it. Okay? Now, you've now achieved that. Oh, by the way, if you're old school like me, I like to print stuff. So we've also put in a Word document here. So for the people that want to be able to like go and print something, like there's literally a Word document and you can download it and like literally, you know, if you like, some people like to just have it printed literally next to them. So we haven't, it's not the most pretty document, but we've even put big red arrows if you need to know where to copy. We couldn't figure out how to do that in Notion, but like there, big red arrow in edit. So hopefully, you know, for the 40-year-old, 40 people who are 40 years and older that like to print stuff, we've done that as well. Okay, now you go to the next thing. Where's it gone now? So we go back here, and I go to my week. Sorry, Jaco, there was a little problem there. I don't know if you noticed. It took me back. So I've now done my North Star. Now I want to go to my. So Jaco, just by the way, when I went to my North Star, as you noticed, and then I went down to there, the North Star, the template's there. But if I go to my template, then it doesn't automatically allow me to go to the next one. Okay, just so that you're aware.
Okay.
When I go to 10x identity, the next one, exactly the same process, ladies and gentlemen. So you open this up, and it's literally all four of these are exactly the same. It tells you why the 10x is important. Again, you've got all the formatting there if you're wanting to look at how to do it. But now you want to go and you want to do your 10x template, and literally the same process. How do you do it? You come and copy it here. You open up ChatGPT. You open a new chat in ChatGPT, and you paste it. You literally put it in ChatGPT. You go to edit, and you can fill it in. Okay, and once you filled it in, you stop it, and you can download it. Okay, then we go to the next one. They've all got the Word doc as well, by the way, in terms of, just sorry, Jaco, just so that you know, it's the same for all the template ones.
Scott, I think you're going a bit fast. There's a couple of comments in here that Winston says it feels like it's going to be a bit more than 60 minutes of homework this week. I think once you get Winston,
okay, let me do it.
Point taken.
Let me do it a little bit slow.
Wait, Scott, just 1 second. I think a lot of people, please rewatch the video. We'll make it available as soon as possible. You did go a bit fast through the Notion space. I will make a video for Notion, specifically just the Notion setup part that you can rewatch the whole time to get into Notion properly and how to add that. I'll make it straight after this, and then we'll Scott, if you can just slow down and pause in between. I'm getting a lot of comments here around that. So because you're so efficient in this, it seems like that you do this. So it's just because he did it 100%.
No problem. No problem.
So,
I think also Jacob, and someone said it there, Tammy, or someone said it. We are recording it so that you can, like, I know when I did this and I first learned about a markdown file and stuff, I didn't have a clue what the guy was talking about, and then I missed one or two steps. The nice thing with recording is you go back and you literally stop and go, oh, he went there and he went there. So let me go back and show you again. So let's do, because there's 4 exercises we're going to do, which is the 90-day North Star, the 10x identity, the leverage baseline, which is the time thing, and then the personal DNA. They're 4 documents that we're going to create in ChatGPT in preparation for our clone. So if I just go to all 4 of them are exactly the same, by the way, as in the same process. It's just the thinking work that has to be done. So if I go to leverage baseline, okay, and the formatting's all there, it tells you what to do, etc. But you literally would go to wherever you see template. So you can see leverage baseline template. I would click on that, and it brings up the leverage baseline template. And again, the moment I see this writing in orange and black, I know that this is what I want to paste into ChatGPT. So I go copy over here. And by the way, if you want to follow the steps, it literally says copy the leverage. And then step 3 is paste it in ChatGPT. We've shown you how to do that. And then it's like click edit. So all the steps that I'm showing you are here. You can literally follow it like and then complete the document. You have 2 options, fill it out yourself. So I'd like to think we've tried to kind of keep it simple for you. I know maybe I'm going too fast. I apologize. But so there, I've pasted it again. I'm using Control V, but obviously you could just go edit, paste as well. And again, it will bring it up. So you effectively want to put all 4 of those documents into ChatGPT, and then you want to edit them. Okay. So there's 3 steps really. You want to put it in ChatGPT as a new chat each time. You want to edit it, and you want to save it. So you want to put it into ChatGPT as a new chat every time. You want to edit it, and you want to save it. So again, I go to edit. And the moment I go to edit, it's like a Word doc. I can type whatever I like. Once I'm finished, I literally can close it, and it'll be there. And then I can download it and save a copy. Okay. Is that slow enough, Jaco, or everyone else? Did I go through the steps? Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, let me go back to Notion because it's just the last exercise. So if I go back here, and I go down to the last one, which is the personal DNA. It's the exact same process. So again, how do you do it? Step 1, step 2, copy it, open up my a new chat, and put it in there. Boom, I paste it. I put it down here, and I then can edit it. Okay, and I can go type it all in. Okay. And just by the way, I remind you as well, if you've already been using ChatGPT, you can go and just use the part down the bottom here, which I've fill it out based on what you know about me. Like I did on all of them. You can do that if you want to try and save a bit of time, because like this personal DNA, it doesn't have anything in there. But if I go fill it out, no, sorry, I thought I copied that. Fill it out based on what you know. It gives it a best shot. It means I don't have to start from scratch. I did this and I actually found this really, really easy.
Scott,
yeah.
Just a quick question to answer, just on the Notion side, so that we can just get everybody on the same page there. You just jump back to Notion. Where do you add when you go to the link that for this specific one? Once you're in Notion, just click, just go out there and show where you copy the link.
So I don't understand the question. Where I copy what?
To get it into your HQ space. All right, you need to press copy on the top right hand corner.
So if you look wherever there's
when you
prompt,
set up. No.
Yeah.
Not that, where you set it up, went right to the beginning when
Oh,
you
right
got
to the
into
beginning.
Notion.
How do I go
Yeah.
back there then? I know how to do that. So if I go to let me just open up the link, the Notion link.
Yeah, just the link again.
Where's the link I go
Just
to?
the link that.
So yeah, if I
got,
just click on this link here, this is kind of the generic link, and then again, it's up in this top right corner here. There's this duplicate. So here, duplicate.
Yeah. So when you duplicate that, it then copies it into your HQ section where you can, or it just pops up your HQ section and you just select your HQ section and it will copy it into that section.
Can I just finish the very last section, and then if people need to bounce, they can, and the rest I'll stay as long as you want me to stay. So if I basically go back to the final thing, which is so if I just go back to where's it gone now? So I'm in my personal DNA. I've now done this. By the way, this is the most important document for the clone. It's your personal DNA. Again, we've tried to show you how to do it and step by step. There's even a completion like list of things. You can literally check boxes of what you need to do. There's a Word doc if you want to just copy the Word doc. But then there's the final thing, before next week. Okay, and this is just a simple checkbox. So basically, what we want you to do as your setup is we want you to have access to the 10x Command Center. We want you to have access to the Blueprint Vault. We want you to have access to Live Schedule. Remember, Blueprint Vault and Live Schedule are in the 10x Command Center. We want you to have joined the community platform. So that's the WhatsApp group and the 10x Command Center. I've set up my tool. So you've set up ChatGPT. And again, if you don't know, if you're starting completely from scratch, we've got that ChatGPT setup tool. I've configured my AI tool. So again, we showed you how to do that in the last week. I know where to find the weekly resources. So again, that's around the 10x Command Center. And then in terms of week zero clarity, I've completed the start here. I've done the quick win. I've defined my 90-day North Star. I've activated my 10x identity. Again, remember, this is all in Notion. I've completed the leverage baseline, and I've prepared my personal DNA, and I've completed the before next week checklist. So, and again, you can literally go through this and just, when you've done it, you've done it. And then your personal DNA, it just explains what it was about. You can gather your inputs. So just something that you don't have to have this all, by next week, but you're going to start realizing that we're going to be like, if you've done the Enneagram and you have an Enneagram report, you're going to want to find it. If you've got health data, you're going to want to find it. If you've got, like I wrote a book, you want going to want, like, if you've got anything that is about you, both in your personal life or your business life, you're going to want to find it. Okay. So, because it helps you. So you see, gather your inputs for next week. So a list of my most time-consuming tasks, examples of emails and messages. So this is where you start to think, like, where can I save time? My current daily, weekly schedule, my top 3 priorities. So like, this is like things and a recurring problem. And then my final readiness. I know when week 1 officially begins. I've blocked time. I've set up a reminder. I've committed to showing up, and I'm ready to build my AI clone. And then your final statement. I'm fully set up and ready for week 1. And then I have clarity on my 90-day transformation. I know who I need to become. I've identified where I'm losing time, and I've prepared my personal DNA. I'm ready to build leverage. Next step, rest, reflect, and arrive at week 1 ready to build. So I know Winston and someone else said, we planned this to be like a 60-minute exercise. It might take a little bit longer. For me, it actually would take quite a lot shorter because it already knows so much about me. So it depends where you're at. But these things become really, really valuable because next week, what we will do is we will take all of these documents. So again, just to remind you, if you look now in ChatGPT, you've actually got the different things. You've got your 90-day transformation. It hasn't named it right, but I'm not going to bore you today with this. But if you look here, it's you've got the different who do I need to become, your etc. So you basically got the different tasks in here already, and then we'll have the different chats. And next week we're going to actually take these documents. We're going to save them. Hopefully you've already saved them already, and we're going to start building your clone. And so this becomes really important because this is the the resource material that you need to do. I can't do this for you. Yaku can't do this for you. This is the point where we have to get you set up and get you ready with the documents. And I think what we've done, and I know it might feel a little bit complicated, and I'm sorry if it does, but just bear with us, ladies and gentlemen. I know that in week one, let me stop sharing so you can see me properly. I know that in week one, it's going to feel a little bit overwhelming. You know, again, remind yourself that when you were a child and you arrived at school, it was a little bit overwhelming. You didn't know where to go, which classroom, who's my new teacher. It's the same thing here. Like, we're showing you the command center, we're showing you how to use ChatGPT, we're showing you how to use Notion. Those three things are going to be your bread and butter, like, for the next 90 days. And so we're going to help you get started. And once you've got a rhythm of it, it'll be easy, because every week we're going to be taking prompts, we're going to be posting it. We're going to, like, we want to make life as easy as possible. You don't have to go and figure this stuff out, but we will need to use the tools of the command center, ChatGPT, and Notion. Okay. And we've tried to logically make it step by step. We've put Word docs, you can watch the recording, but my strong invitation to you, is to go and really, really spend some time on those 4 documents. So just to remind you again, it's the 90 days. What do you want to get out of the 90 days? Get clear. When you get clear on what you want, then you can make it happen. What does your 10x identity look like? Like, get clear on what you want to be. Who do you want to be? It's all good and well to say you're going to go in 10x results. Cool. Who do you have to be? 3, what is your leverage base? What is wasting your time right now? What can you automate or delegate? So, and once you get conscious on it, then you can do it. And lastly, what is your personal DNA? Who are you? What are your dreams? What are your visions? What are your goals? What are your belief systems? What's holding you back? You take those 4 documents and we upload them into your clone. Can you now start to see where the power comes? Because now you have a thinking partner that knows you. It knows what you want to achieve in 90 days. It knows who your 10x self is. It knows what's holding you back from a time perspective, so it can help you cut away the rubbish. And it helps you know who your personal DNA is. Who is Scott? What does Scott stand for? What are my values? What do I want? Does that make sense? Do me a favor in the chat box if conceptually this makes sense. I know that practically there might still be some fears around actually implementing it. And then next week I will help you. If you've done the work, even if you do it on a Word doc, even if you handwrite it, the most important thing next week is that you just arrive with those 4 documents. So at worst case, download the Word document, print it out, and write it if you have to. Okay, or type it, because we'll figure out a way to help you upload it. Okay, I've shown you the right way to do it, to put it in ChatGPT, to save it as a markdown file. That's the right way. But the most important is to not get caught up in the technology. The most important thing is to engage your brain and to get clear on what you want. Do me a favor, please, just type in there if that makes sense, because I want to make sure people don't walk away feeling overwhelmed by tech, and we get clear on the task at hand, which is where we cannot train our new best friend / employee unless we're clear on what we want. Does that make sense? It's impossible. Do me a favor, just type in there in the chat room. Okay. I'm not going to, if you've had enough, that's it. I think if I just, sorry, let me just share my screen here. There were 2 more slides, I think, that I just wanted to share with you. That's it for today. Just again, to be clear on what we want to do in terms of completing this week, by the way, is much more homework than we normally will have. Normally it'll just be 1 task per week, but we need these documents to be able to get the clone set up. And we don't have time for 4 weeks to go through each document. So task 1 is complete the setup. So that's getting on the 10x command center and getting yourself set up. Task 2 is getting a quick win. We want you to feel a win every week. So like for me already, I got a win today in front of you. I'm going to put in that habit tracker every day. Every single day, I'm going to put in what I need to do, and it's going to help me get clear on what I need to focus on every single day. Number 3 is the North Star and the 10x identity, like the big picture. Where do I want to go? Okay. And number 4 is, where am I? Like, if you think about it, like, I want to be here, but I'm here. Like, this is my current personal DNA, and this is my current, time thing. And you've got the checklist just to help you with that. Then next week, we build the clone. Like, you're already building the clone, just to be clear, but we start to actually program it in terms of the process. And then just a reminder for the founding cohort that, it's amazing to have you. We're all on a journey together. We're all equal. Some of us are a little bit further, but some of us a bit further behind. It doesn't matter. We're a group of people. So let's support each other. Let's celebrate wins. If people have wins, celebrate them. Put them in the WhatsApp group. I want to, celebrating success is so important. And I want us to celebrate. There's that saying in life, if you want to achieve something, according to just forgotten his name now. He's one of the gurus. And you try to do it on your own, you've got a 50% chance of success, 50% or less. If you try to do it with a husband, a partner, a business friend, a wife, or whatever, it's a 60% chance of success. If you do it in a like-minded group of people, you've got a higher than 70% chance of success. So let's celebrate the wins. Let's help each other. Let's go on this journey together. You're not alone. And between myself, our team, and our community, let's go out there and win. And you'll notice I'm wearing my Wealth Hacker t-shirt. And at the end of the day, I consider you all to be wealth hackers. We're going to be using technology to accelerate your life, your business, and your wealth. And as part of this time, this 90 days, you're all going to be invited to be part of the Wealth Hackers. And that means that I'm also live on a Friday, every Friday, at the same time, between 12 and 1. If we deem that there's time where people need Q&A with help with this AI stuff, then we might extend that as well. But there's a lot of courses and stuff in there. I'm not saying do any of them. You've got enough on your plate focusing and implementing what you're doing here. But I'm just saying we are giving you and gifting you access to the Wealth Accelerator for the next 3 months. It's just a gift that I wanted to give you. And in final, I wanted to say thank you. So today was to get you a quick win, hopefully around your time. Secondly, it was to get you, activated. So get you using ChatGPT, get you set up, get you on the 10x Command Center, get you using Notion. And now I need you to go and do the preparation so that next week we can start building your clone properly. Okay, that's it from me. I'll stay here as long as I need to answer questions. Jaco, I know you need to duck. I've run over, which I apologize.
Scott, yeah, there's just one or two people when everybody's off. There's just one or two people that I've asked to stay behind, just that has some problems that we might be able to solve quickly. I see we have 32 members that successfully signed into the platform. So we just need to look at the rest as well to just get them sorted. Some people didn't try yet, but it's all because of the domain propagation, Scott. I just went and searched for all the documents around that, and I will get that sorted within the next 24 hours. But I just want to, because it's a security loop around, some people's security is set higher than others. It's literally a Cloud Run error that they're getting on the documents. So for that's for the 10x Command Center.
Yeah, what we'll do, Jaco, I mean, I haven't spoken to you about this. I'm talking live, shooting from the hip here. But what we'll do is, if needs be, on Monday evening next week or something, like we'll put a time aside where we can have a dedicated session just to solving that problem. Like, because for me, there's 3 things that are non-negotiable for people. One is they've got to be on the 10x Command Center. One is they've got to be in ChatGPT, and 3, they've got to be in Notion. Like, those 3 things are the bread and butter to making this work.
Yeah. All right.
Awesome.
So we can set up the session for that. Please reach out to Shanika if you need any help, and then we'll take it one by one. And when we get some time, we can, just after this, I just want, I can't remember now the name.
Yeah, cool. I'm just going through these questions. Marina asked a question here, and she said, should we create a project? Marina, if you know what a project is, then I would create a project. I would name it Marina's Clone, and I would put those 4 chats into that project. But for those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, that's actually going to be dealt with next week. So I'm just letting you know. But if you have no idea what I'm talking about, then ignore what I just said. But for Marina, that will be the first step of building the clone next week. Was this prompt on Notion? I missed that. Yes, Winston. With you, but my Notion doesn't look like yours. How do we find week 0 under notes? Okay, so let me just, I'll go back here. So where was Notion? Here. So if you look here, when it opens up, it's sort of down the bottom here. It says week 0 activation.
You're not sharing, Scott. You're not sharing.
Oh, sorry. So again, so when you're in Notion and you look here under team spaces or whatever, when you've saved it, it's kind of down the bottom here. It says week 0 active. Just look for it in this thing. It's week 0 activation. You literally just click on it and then you've kind of got the working document here. Okay.
Just as a quick thing, you can also export these documents into like a text document. So I don't know. I'll just quickly check what you can do. And then, like I said, we'll do the Notion part of this. We'll do a quick video that we'll send out on the WhatsApp as well for you to just get into Notion. Because if you can get into Notion, then the 10x platform we can solve as soon as because it's just the MVP. Notion is a stable platform already, so you can get all of this on your ChatGPT sorted so long. And then you'll need that for the platform while we're busy propagating the new platform.
Okay. Someone asked what a markdown file is. I will explain that next week.
I did post it. I did post it.
Oh, you did as well. Okay, and then someone else asked if there's like a checklist. And again, before next week, like there's literally a checklist here, and you can literally go click on it, you know. But the most important thing is week 0 clarity. Like this, it's the thinking part. Like this is the most. If you do nothing else, it's this section here that is critical to make sure we're ready for next week. Feels like it's going to be a bit more than 60 minutes. Yep, Winston, I don't know. It depends on different people, how much time and effort. I've learned with ChatGPT, it's like, and I'm going to keep using the metaphor of employing a good employee. The more time you put in up front, the better output you get. So I don't see it as a time commitment or a waste of time. Rather see it as an investment of time, because the more time you invest up front, the more quality output you're going to get. Tammy said she needs to watch it 5 times. Tammy, it's exactly why we do this. It's also why we do it one session a week. We don't like try and do this all in 3 days, because people get lost. Whereas now people can go away and in their own time, they can watch the recording as many times as they need. You don't need to watch the whole thing either. Just literally fast forward to the place where you got lost and watch that for 3 minutes. And if you have to watch it 20 times, do it. But it just helps you do it. I appreciate the Jaco and everyone saying slow down, so that's fine. I'll learn. Patience is not a virtue I was born with, but I will try my best. Can you please share call transcript as well? I'm not sure what that means. I can access the command center.
That's probably the video transcript, Scott.
Oh, the video transcript. Okay. Yep, we can do that.
Scott, can we just in the platform where we will host the recordings, there's a couple of links that we will put in there after this recording is uploaded today.
So basically you will go to, let me just remind myself here.
Accelerator Club.
Accelerator Club. And then
events.
And then it's
then
here.
You go down and
and you can see like, so if you go in here, then it'll have links and everything else, like all in here basically.
Yeah.
Okay. And doing this so the ChatGPT starts to know us. We are, correct, completely, Winston. We're teaching it. We're really teaching it how to do it. Thanks, Jaco. Okay. Yep, Marina, the 4 documents are 3 to 6. That's it. Yeah, completely. Okay, Jaco's explained what a markdown file is. Where do those things go on the 10x? No, so Winston, everything's in ChatGPT. Remember, 10x is the command center. ChatGPT is the tool that we use. Notion's where you go and get stuff. It's learning and information. ChatGPT is where you get it to work for you. And 10x is our command center to run everything for this course mainly. 60 hours. I hope not. Okay. we'll figure out the activating accounts. We'll have a quick team meeting now and just figure it out. I'm not sure what you mean by you're glad I wasn't your corporal in the army. I don't think I would have made any good job in the army. I'm in Notion, but how do I link to TeamSpace for week 1? So again, it should be down the bottom here, and you just click on it, and then you effectively got the document. Just shout if, I mean, again, on these sessions, I'll stay as long as you need me to help with any questions. Just so I know people need to duck, but I'll always stay to make sure that people get the answers if they need them. Marina, you don't have to do anything about uploading to the clone or anything. We go do all that next week. Yes, you can assist one another, no problem. That's the whole purpose. So Tammy, remember, you don't want to do it in Notion. Notion's just where you're copying it. You want to do it in ChatGPT because then it's already in ChatGPT.
But you can populate it in Notion for now.
Yeah.
And then just later on go and copy it. And when you work on your ChatGPT, some of the people said they're on private LLMs. Yes, you can then export them and put them in. Just remember, it's always better to do a markdown file if you can export it. This Notion gives you the option to export as a markdown file.
So I'm just looking through here, see if there's anything else. My brain is in overdrive. Yeah, look, I apologize. Again, I'm going to keep using the metaphor. Think of it like when you were your first day at school, you're learning your way around the school, you're learning who the teachers are, you're learning how the environment works, you're learning, trying to see who your new friends are. I get it. This is new. But I congratulate you for stepping in and stepping into this and out of your comfort zone. There's no way for us to mollycoddle our way through this. Like we've got to get you onto the platform and using it. And trust me, it'll be worth it because it's just that initial hump. And once we got that, we can start to accelerate.
And just to say, we'll send a Notion. One Joy just asked, but she doesn't see it on the thing, so she might have just missed a step. So we'll make that video to make sure that you can follow the steps, and we'll make it very slow so that you can literally follow the video.
That's why you're on the team, Jaco. You're incredible at this stuff. Okay. Yeah. So, and I think what we'll do, I'll chat to Jaco. I don't want to put a time to it yet, but we'll find a time between now and next Wednesday to almost have like it won't be any teaching. It'll just literally be a how can we help session. But let me just confirm with Jaco when we can do that and how we can do that. Are there any other questions? Anything else? If I'm conscious of people's time, if they need to duck, the sessions won't be this long normally. But today obviously was really getting you activated and getting you set up and everything else. Any other questions? Anything else that anyone can help with? Anything we can help with? Okay, well, I then just want to finish off and say well done to all of you for being here. Well done for taking this step. And, you know, the AI bus is leaving the station and you've just jumped on it. So congratulations and enjoy it. Please do not feel overwhelmed. Even if you are feeling overwhelmed right now, don't worry. We've got you. We'll hold your hand. We'll get you up to speed. We'll do whatever it takes to help you win in this AI race. That's our commitment to our founding members because, you know, at the end of the day, we want to help you get a result. So let us know.
Scott, so just the last thing from our side, please. I'm going to send a link on the group. We can log all your queries. If you have any problems, I think if we send it all to Shanika like we've asked, I think it might be a problem. So we're going to quickly put something together so that we can log the queries and then we can get back to you in a timely manner. I just don't want to get behind and maybe miss somebody. via email.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you, Jaco. As always, brilliant at systems, operations, and execution. That's why we teammates. Anyway, okay, everyone, have a wonderful day, and we will see you on either at the FAQ, just a help session. I'll be live on Friday if you've got anything around wealth or anything that you want to know around that space, and we will see you live next Wednesday with those documents in place so we can start building your clone. Cheers and enjoy.